Hey everyone, back with another video. Thanks to everyone who has subscribed so far. I feel like dirt bike wheels are commonly overlooked. I filmed this whole deal so you guys can see what it takes to completely rebuild a set of wheels, and man, I hope yours weren't as rough as mine. I had 2 cracked rims, missing spokes, old wheel bearings, dry rotted front tire, rusty rim locks, just a rough piece of junk. But the junk doesn't stop there. You see, it never hurts to hoard a few junk ones behind the old shed, just because you never know when you might need some parts, metric bolts, or in this case, a brand new used rim off a 1972 Honda XL250. The rims were the same size, 21 inch, had the same amount of spokes, had a drum brake hub though, but I made it work out. So this Harbor Freight car tire changer actually worked pretty well to break the bead. But then I used these car tire spoons, and I wouldn't recommend using these. They're just too big, and when you put the tire back on, you're gonna pop a tube. Ask me how I know. Peel that old tire off, throw it in the bonfire. You gotta loosen all these spokes up and get a sore neck. I couldn't get these spokes out, so I just had to take the whiz wheel to them. Popping out the sloppy jalopy bearings, just using a screwdriver and socket as a punch tool. Then I sandblasted and powder coated the hubs. Metallic red from Eastwood, man, they turned out really nice. So I really wanted to powder coat these black to give it that modern look, but they didn't fit in my oven, and I knew if I was going to paint them that it's just going to chip off unless you really sand everything, and then ended up sanding everything anyway. Did a full polish, keep it with the old school look, but also make it pop, and they turned out pretty good, just that it was a lot of work. See, I'm burning the midnight oil. Just trying 2 different polishes here, Mothers and some Dura coatings, I think it's called. Put on the foam thingamajig and the drill, and it worked pretty well. Give it one more go around with the drill, then you wipe it off with a rag, buff it out till there's no more grease on her, and then man, she's looking mint. So no joke, 9 months later, we're back at it, middle of summer. Had a different set of wheels that I ran during the winter months, all studded up. You can check out my video on that. Brand new front rear spokes from Buchanan. These are kind of hard to find because either 89 and 94 are they're their own thing, man, and 95 and newer are a lot easier to find, different length. Get them all started, a few threads. All the spokes are snug, give the wheel a spin. You can see we got some wobble. The up and down run out's not bad, but left to right's pretty off, but the spokes are still pretty loose. So what you're going to want to do is, if it has right about here, it's pulling this way, so we have to pull the wheel this way. So what you're going to want to do is just tighten the spokes on this side of the rim. That'll pull it this way, and if you need to, you can loosen the spokes on this side. So I'm getting it a little closer. I just clamped a old spoke on here, use it as a pointer so you can see what you have to do. So between there and there it gets close. So we're gonna loosen these. kind of want to work at the shortest section of the rim. Like if it's far, you want to just tweak that part where it's close, so you're not tweaking like 10 spokes on each side, if you know what I mean. So like here, so you get close, far away. All right, I think you get the idea. Once you got it where you like it and you think it's pretty mint, you want to grab your torque wrench or just do them by feel and tap them, see how they sound, try to get them to sound all the same. But I'm a beginner at this, so I'm using the torque wrench. So when you torque your spokes, I set mine to 48 inch-pounds, and on a 36 spoke rim you do every 4th spoke, and then you go to the next set, do it again all the way around until you have them all tight. And then you want to check the wheel again for trueness, and then you may have to make more adjustments, and then you torque them again, and then you just say screw this, it's a dirt bike wheel, and send it. So this is an Artrax TG4 rear tire I got at Motorsport. I think it was about 65 bucks. So far this tire hooks up great, and I haven't tested out any other tires. I can't give any other recommendations because everything I ride just wore out junk half the time. So a tire that's made for soft intermediate terrain is actually a stiffer compound, where if you're riding on like a hard packed track you want a soft rubber compound. I bought it because I ride a lot of loose sand, and this is made for that, basically soft intermediate terrain, which actually gives it a harder rubber compound. It's an 18-inch tire, and I might be doing some more woods riding. A lot of people prefer 18 over a 19 just because smaller rim gives you a taller sidewall and you're less likely to pinch tubes, so it makes it a little bit harder to install, but I'm going to show you guys some tricks. So this front tire is just a used tire I picked up. It's a Pirelli MX32, I believe, and it also works well in sand, and so far I'm happy with it. It's got some really small triangular lugs, which is kind of odd, but so far it's been good. Alright, so this tire stand, I basically just drilled a hole in the workbench and put an axle through the bench. First thing you want to do is slide your tire on one side of the rim, work it around with the spoons, and then you're going to want to put your rim locks in, and this can be a pain. So what I learned is fold the bead over one side of the rim in the spot where the rim lock goes, and then flip it over, put some chunks of wood to hold the bead up on the other side so that you can get your hand in there, and then install the bead lock. And then another thing I did was wrap the rim in duct tape after you put your rim band on, just to make sure as you're going around with tire spoons that it doesn't move on you, and it just a little bit more protection from pinches and spokes. Then you want to put some soapy water on your tube, a little bit of air in it, and then feed it around the rim. Line up your valve stem, which is the tricky part. You don't want to have that twist on you. And then once you got that, go in with your tire spoons with the hook side, lube up the bead, and just take little bites all the way around. And then the hardest part's going to be getting the last bit on, like the last quarter of it on. You can see here I use a rim protector to keep the bead down, and the main thing is you got to keep the bead down on the opposite side that you're working on, tucked down into the rim, because that's going to allow you to pull the other side over further. Otherwise it's just going to be a struggle. So yeah, that's a few of the tricks I learned. Popped probably 3 tubes in this process, learning how to mount up tires for other people and my stuff. But hey, I got it, holds air, so I'm happy.